Hey everybody! Welcome to this week's Pedagogy in Practice. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the best practices we can use when designing Canvas courses to best support student learning, retention, and persistence. So, let's dig in! So in this episode, we'll go over kind of the 30,000-foot view of the Canvas best practices so that we can see them all together. But keep in mind that this will be a series in which each Pedagogy in Practice episode will go into these best practices more deeply, both why we might consider these as best practices, how it supports student learning, and then also how we can actually do this as educators. So let's dig in. The first one is have a welcoming homepage. This can help students kind of overcome that intimidation factor that they may feel when first joining our class, and it can also be really helpful as the welcoming homepage can help orient students so they get a sense of how best to navigate our course. Another big thing that we can do is make sure that we use modules. This really helps students navigate the course and also kind of chunk all the different information that we're providing. The other piece that we can do is we can add text headers to modules so that students can see consistently each module has an overview, assignments, reading, and it helps to make the modules when we have a lot of separate pages and assignments and discussions within a particular module. It helps make it less overwhelming for our students. Another big thing that we can do is just make sure that we're keeping our Canvas course consistent. So we can make sure that students know to navigate through modules. We can have an overview each week. And the more that students know that they can count on these consistent design features, the less time they're going to have to spend navigating our Canvas course, and the more time they're going to be able to spend actually doing the work our course requires. Another thing that we can do is limit the amount of downloads students will need to do. So instead of adding Word documents that students will have to download, we can take that information and put it directly into a Canvas page as much as possible. We can also embed videos. So when we embed videos, this allows students to easily tap or click to play a video without having to leave Canvas. And limiting the course navigation helps us make sure that students have a really clear way to navigate the course. So one thing we can do is make sure that we have most of the course navigation turned off, except for the really essential things like maybe our modules, the home page, and grades and tutoring information. The other thing we can do is we can also add our office hours to course navigation. So if we are on Zoom, if we're offering office hours on Zoom, we can add those to the course navigation so students can click and hop into our office hours when it's office hour time. So that's the overview of the Canvas best practices. In future episodes of Pedagogy in Practice, we're going to dig into each of these and we're going to explore why these are best practices and also how we can do it in our own Canvas courses. Thank you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.